Our second reading comes from the book of Isaiah, what is sometimes referred to as Second Isaiah, because these are the words of a prophet that speaks to Israel in exile in Babylon, speaking into a time of dire situations of wondering what will happen. This particular reading opens with, at least in our translation, a word that really, I don't guess means anything. It's simply an attempt to call attention to the listener. It's ho. That's sort of unfortunate in our day. So actually means more like what yo means in our day. So maybe I'll just use that. Yo, everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. And you that have no money, come, buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Why do you spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me and eat what is good, and delight yourselves in rich food. Incline your ear and come to me. Listen so that you may live. I will make with you an everlasting covenant, my steadfast, sure love for David. See, I made him a witness to the peoples, a leader and commander for the peoples. See, you shall call nations that you do not know, and nations that do not know you shall run to you, because of Yahweh your God, the Holy One of Israel, for he has glorified you. Seek Yahweh while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake their ways, and the unrighteous their thoughts. Let them return to Yahweh, that he may have mercy on them, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, and my thoughts than your thoughts. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. There's been a lot in the news lately about changing the offensive name of the Washington NFL team. I try not to say the nickname, but the discussion has recalled for me my childhood, a different time when cowboys and Indians were the staples for movie and television. Cowboys were everywhere in the 1950s and 1960s. And my brother and friends and I all had holsters with plastic six-shooters. I also had a pair of pointy-toed cowboy boots, and at some point decided that I needed to complete the look with the cowboy hat. Now, I had a toy cowboy hat, but I wanted a real cowboy hat. And they had them in the Sears and Roebuck Company catalog. Now, for those of you too young to remember, the Sears catalog was the closest thing we had to internet shopping. It was a huge book. You could find almost anything in the Sears catalog. And they had real cowboy hats, real genuine cowboy hats right there in the section with saddles and bridles and barbed wire and other things that real cowboys might need. My parents wouldn't buy one for me though, and so I began to save my money. Now, with a 25 cents a week allowance, it took a while to save up the $8 or so. But I saved, and eventually I had enough. And my mother ordered it for me from the catalog. And then I waited. It seemed like forever. I don't know that I have ever so intently awaited something. Oh, how different and how grand my life was going to be when I got that real, genuine cowboy hat. In truth, I looked ridiculous in it. I mean, we'd measured my head and ordered the correct size, so it did fit. But it was still an adult hat on a 9-year-old boy. There's a picture of me somewhere in a sport coat and tie wearing the hat. I've added a serious, stern look that I must have thought made me look more manly. I look like an idiot. And I must have eventually realized it because I did not keep wearing the hat for all that long. And I never did experience that transformed, grand life I was hoping for. I suppose I learned something of a lesson from my experience, if only a partial one. I don't know that I ever expected quite so much from one new thing after that. But such hopes never completely go away. There's always something that promises to make life better. If I can just get that car, or get into that college, or get the house of my dreams, or that perfect job. There's always something that beckons us and that we strive for that promises to make everything better. Why do you spend your money on that which is not bread, and your labor for that which does not satisfy? It's a recurring problem for us humans. We chase after what doesn't really satisfy. Most of us know someone who destroyed a relationship chasing after money or career or fame or power or excitement or experiences, realizing too late what really matters. The biblical story of humans begins with a couple in a garden who have almost everything. There's only one thing off limits, but surely life would be so much better if only they had that. Jesus insists that full, meaningful life, true life, comes not from getting something more, but from letting go, from serving others. He speaks of denying self, of finding life in the act of losing it. The Apostle Paul writes about a wonderful new life that comes only when the old life dies. But like the couple in the garden, like those addressed by Jesus and Paul and Isaiah, we're inclined to trust our own hopes and wants and efforts and schemes over the promises of God. Oh, everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. And you that have no money, come, buy, and eat. Why do you spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which does not satisfy? Why indeed? Here at the table, Jesus waits for us. Here is spiritual banquet. Here Jesus offers to feed us. He promises to provide all that we truly need as he beckons us to come and follow, trusting that he knows the way to full, meaningful, true life. But can we trust such promises? Dare we trust such promises? All praise and glory to the one who is the way and the truth and the life.